Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Danno and Frank, our Patriot Bald Eagle. If you have to hit pause on this video to get your coffee together, go ahead and do so now, as this will be a lengthy discussion. Today is the day, guys. Today, November 1st, 2025, marks the day that SNAP benefits have come to a screeching halt. It's very unfortunate. I had hopes that the government would reopen or somehow work out some kind of deal. That has not happened. That has not happened and has left a lot of people scratching their heads on what to do. Now, before we get to, some of the negativeness of it, let's talk about, what we can do. Let's talk about some of the positive that is going on around the country. Now, I've been getting flooded with emails and comments from you guys that have been talking about different churches and free store food banks, food pantries. These are the options that we're going to have to seek out for those that need help. Now, also today is the last day of Dollar General hosting a slew of great deals. They have a lot of 2 for $1 canned vegetables. They have a large variety of items on some really good deals. Now, a couple of you have mentioned on the channel, and this was kind of my thought as well, I'm not going to be taking advantage of some of those deals because I want everybody who needs it to get it, to get the products that are on this incredible deal. You can also, on the digitals, a couple of you mentioned that on the Dollar General app, they do have where you can click the $5 off, $25 full purchase on Saturday for Dollar General, and you can get $5 off a $25 purchase. So with those deals and sales that we're seeing at Dollar General, you can even make it a little sweeter by getting $5 off a $25 purchase. So I don't know what to say about it. Like I've said in the last couple of videos, it makes me sick to my stomach. But at this point, we have to move on, and we have to start preparing. We got to make sure that we're preparing for the future here. And I think this should be a wake-up call for a lot of people that, hey, you know what? These kind of things can happen at any given moment. We got to make sure that we are planning a little bit for the future so that we can feed our families and feed our friends and whoever else needs help. I've said it the whole duration of my channel that we need to all work together. We need to all work together because nobody's coming to save us. Nobody's coming to help you out except for yourself. And I guess I mean that in a way of obviously this wasn't as important as getting some of these other things done in the government. Okay, so that's what I mean. I don't mean that friends and family aren't going to help, because we should be helping each other out. This is what we should all be doing. But as far as the government goes and everything with the shutdown, doesn't look like they're going to be revisiting this situation until Monday. So this weekend is going to be a lot of confusion in the air for a lot of people. I wonder how many people out there didn't even know that this was going to happen. Now, I've noticed that on a lot of different media, a lot of different mainstream media, I haven't seen a lot of talk on this. Now, yesterday, I saw some more on local news. I did go over how we haven't been hearing a lot, excuse me, a lot on local news, but yesterday they started bringing it up. Ironic, it was the day before this was all going to hit the fan. And, the message still remains, guys. Make sure you are aware of what is going on. We have a huge audience on this channel, and I try to reach as many people as I can. And by doing that, I could use your help by hitting that thumbs up button on this video. And no, I'm not trying to push myself or my channel, but I'm trying to get the message out there. So feel free to share this video, share our videos of information so that your friends and family can see it as well. Or even if you don't want to do that, just tell them. Just tell them what's going on. If you're listening to this message, tell them, hey, this is going on. Make sure when you go to the grocery store, you have somebody with you, which we should all be doing that anyway. And just be cautious. Just be cautious of the situation going on, because it could get ugly here soon. And, again, I'm not trying to Not trying to fear monger or raise panic or anything like that, but there's going to be a lot of people who take advantage of this situation as well. People who just don't care, right? So just throwing that out there. I'm not going to talk like I did the other day about it. I already did a whole video on that. What we're going to do today is talk about ways that we can combat this and save. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Make sure you subscribe. We do videos like this all the time. And it's not just food. I know we always talk about food on the channel, but we need to make sure that we're getting some of these other items as well. If you're running low on some items, make sure you get, all the different stuff that you're going to need over the next month or so, because we don't know how long this shutdown's going to last. And honestly, we don't know how much it's going to affect. It's affecting a lot of jobs as well. A lot of jobs. A lot of our viewers have been leaving down in the comments different jobs that are being lost right now because of this. And another thing too, if you're planning any travel, if you're planning any flights, from what I've been hearing, from what I've read, take it for what you will, but a lot of like air traffic control, these kind of jobs, a lot of these jobs, a lot of them aren't getting paid. And then I read something the other day about back pay, and that could be an issue as well. I'll tell you what, if I'm working a job and I'm not guaranteed to get my back pay, boy, I'll tell you what, I'd be pretty frustrated. And, our thoughts and prayers are with all the people who are working hard, who are out here working to provide for their families. And then because of this, your job is in jeopardy. Another thing that makes me sick to my stomach. And I don't, you can say what you want. You can say what you want. You can say, well, I lean this way. I lean this way. Right versus left. They need to come together. They all need to come together. This is silly. They have to know it's silly, and I don't get paid millions of dollars to answer that question. Thank you all who had said Danno for president the other day. Guys, I could not handle that. I could not. No way. I'm happy doing what I do on here, and thank you. I care. And I think that's something that is lacking in this world right now, is a lot of people just don't care. Or do they? We don't hear from, a lot of good people. A lot of online social media and all this stuff is a lot of negativity and pointing the finger. Quit pointing the finger. Quit judging people. Now, I know that it's easy to judge, and I guess in some ways I'm judging our entire government right now. Because right or left, red or blue, it's not getting done. It's not getting done. And here we are, I never thought that it would have actually come to November 1st. And that these benefits and everything, and everybody leaves a lot of negative comments. I mean, geez, there's always bad with the good, right? There's always negative with the positive. There's always light, and then there's darkness. It's always going to be that way. The only way that we can ever say that we're constantly united is to keep dividing, right? Otherwise, then everything would be good and there would be no reason to have these conversations. Believe me, I would rather be having more lighthearted conversations than this right now. Now, this has been on the top of my head, and a lot of my family and friends who have contacted me, people wanting me to say certain things, talk about certain things on the channel. Some things I'm comfortable with, some things I'm very uncomfortable with. Now, this is a situation, I'll be honest with you, it's a little uncomfortable for me to be talking about on my YouTube channel. However, it does kind of fall into what we do on the channel, and it's always trying to find good deals for everyone. It's always trying to find grocery prices that people can somewhat afford. It's becoming to the point to where it's a headache, and it's just not for me, but for everyone that is barely getting by. And for all of the negative comments that everybody has put on these videos, I know I can't, and feel, speak your mind and everything. Just please, no cussing. Leave the cuss words off the channel, please. All of them. I don't care what it is. All cuss words off the channel. And thank you to a couple of you who've reached out to me, some of the F-bombs that we get so many comments it's hard for me to kind of filter through all of them and take them down. It's just, it's getting to the point to where it's like, look, I understand this is a frustrating situation. I do. It's very frustrating. But we as a group, if you're watching this channel, we believe in keeping it together, taking care of your friends and family and your neighbors, or at least checking in on them. I'm not saying, you got to go to the grocery store for people or stuff like that. Although you could, if you have it a little better than others, help your family out, help your friends out. If they're hurt, if they need a meal, hey. I mean, I guess I'm blessed in the way to where it's like I don't have to go to the grocery store for the next 2 months, at least. Me and Jessica have enough to where I could literally provide for me and my family for a solid 2 months of making meals every day. I don't talk about that a lot on the channel because it's really not the focus of the channel. You call us whatever you want. You can call us preppers. You can call us, whatever. I know preppers have gotten a bad name over the years, and we're not like, hardcore, hey, let's go grocery shopping out of my basement here. I mean, we're not like that, but I make sure that we're prepared, and no judgment, guys. Hey, no judgment. I know a lot of people, who've stocked up over the years, who do canning, who do things that make it to where, if there's a situation like this, you don't even have to go outside. You can live right out of your home. Cook your own meals. I know I don't preach that enough either because we have such a diverse group on our channel, and a lot of people just can't cook. A lot of people can't. I was talking about this the other day, and some of our viewers had mentioned, there are people that are handicapped that literally cannot cook. That's why we point out everything, guys. We point out all the different sales. All the different sales. I know, some people say, oh, these ultra-processed foods. You know what? If you ask me about it, I'm going to try and find it. By the way, I found those caraway seeds. I found those caraway seeds at Meijer. You can get them online, and it's McCormick. It's McCormick. They're right around $6, and it's one of them little teeny tiny jars. But I did find out you can order online. There are some, I think you can order it through Amazon as well, so you can check that out. Caraway seeds. So far, Meijer is the only place that I found it. Some people say that you can find it at some different like Latino stores. If you have any like Mexican grocery stores or some of these other grocery stores that you can find them there. I haven't checked. I probably need to. But guys, I hope that everybody has a great weekend. Just be safe out here because, who knows what this is going to cause. And, you just want to make sure that, you're mindful of the situation. I'm not saying be scared or anything like that because there's no reason for that. That's a hard life. But just be mindful that, hey, this is going on. A lot of people are going to be really upset, right? One thing to think about, too, our grocery workers are probably going to get overrun. Our grocery retail grocers and all that, people who are stocking food, there's probably going to be a lot of stuff disappearing off the shelves because a lot of people are going to be buying it up. Okay, I don't recommend that at all. I never recommend panic buying. I recommend smart buying. Buy up the sales when you see them. The slow burn is why I'm not worried about this situation. I'm not personally for me and my family. And I mean, I am, but I mean, I'm worried about everyone that doesn't have anything and that can't afford anything. And before you get on here and start saying, oh, this and this and this is better for people, no. Think about everyone else. Think of our veterans. Think of people who are handicapped. Think of people that cannot do anything. We need to think of these people first before we start, posting angry comments. Now, you do what you want, as long as you're not cussing, as long as you're not hating on nobody. No, that's another thing too, guys. The arguing, keep it a healthy debate. Okay, I'm all about healthy debate. Okay, not unhealthy debate by lashing out at people. So some people get on here and it's like, I know who our longtime viewers are. And when I see somebody reach out and talk to somebody, like I've had to take some comments down over the last few days, that's what irks me the most. I have very few rules on my channel here, but that is a strong one. Don't make fun of nobody. And if it is, then it's make it fun or comical, right? And I mean that in a way that you probably know the other viewer on the channel. A lot of our viewers know all of our other viewers because we've had this channel for the last 5 years, right? There's a lot of our viewers who know everybody, and some people joke around. I know when that's going on, right? But this really isn't a laughing matter, and we shouldn't be joking about this, because this is something that is, you know, it's not good. It's not good. And I do what, it's kind of why I do watch, a lot of the things that I say on here, just to be, careful. Careful. I also don't want to say the wrong things, right? Sometimes, I can say things that, people agree with, and then a lot of other people completely disagree with. I do in myself look at that as part of life. That's called healthy debate. I'm not lashing out at nobody. I'm not trying to judge anyone. Okay. I am judging our government right now as a whole, because this is a sickening situation. They're off this weekend. If I have a job, okay, if I'm working and I realize that millions of people are going to be hurting over the weekend here, right? And you're just going to lollygag your way back to voting on Monday. I would work to get the job done right away. If you were working a job and they came to you, if the manager came to you and said, "Look, we got a deadline, maybe I'll get you a free turkey later or something." I mean, there's always hopefully, within a job, there's some kind of incentive. Maybe double pay, maybe time and a half, or whatever. Whatever it is, you gotta get the job done. I mean, this is downright silly. For the shutdown to last well over a month now. On Monday, it will be 34 days. I read that earlier. It'll be 34 days. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. Get over what you have to get over. Put whatever bills, put whatever money is trying to work out with different things. Put that all aside and worry about the core problem. Get the core problem fixed, and then we start talking about all these little other things that you want to do. And I'll be honest with you, I've read all of it. I don't know. It's just not my job, I guess, to figure these things out. Sometimes I wish it was. But then again, I'd have a heart attack trying to figure out, how to make everybody happy. I know it's a difficult time. And, again, the message stays true. We need to stick together. We need to make sure that we are there for anybody that you can be. Anybody that you can be. If you happen to see me in the stores, I'm going to have coupons. A lot of our viewers have been sending us coupons. You know who you are. Thank you very much. And I'm going to be handing them out. I'm not going to be going up to people and be like, "Hey, you want this? You want this? You want this?" I only do because I don't want to disturb people. But at the same time, if you see me, I may have some coupons, and doesn't hurt to ask. I do hand them out pretty quickly. So, chances are if I'm halfway through my day, chances are they're probably going to be gone. But we have helped some people, with some different coupons of things that they were getting. Not a huge amount per person, right? But it's something to where it's like, it's not even that you're getting a coupon and saving 50 cents on something or $1. It's the fact that someone acknowledged you and wants to give you something, right? It's always nice getting something, no matter what it is or who it's from. People always ask me what I want for Christmas. I say, give me a card. Write me a card. Paint me a picture. Do me some, I love, and me and Jessica are going to be doing the Christmas cards again this year. And that won't be until we get through near December, maybe into November. But wasn't sure if we were going to do that this year because I know prices of stamps have gone up, these kind of things, and how it works for any of our new viewers. If you send us a card, we send you a card. And it does get costly. It does. I'll tell you, stamps stamps are even up. I think I bought an extra book of stamps. A lot of you guys that have sent us stamps over the years, we do appreciate that. It does help. It does help. And we loved. We had a longtime viewer of ours send us a bunch of like Post-its of our P.O. box, like stickers. So we were able to use those and put the stickers on the envelopes. That was very thoughtful, very helpful. I don't know how to do any of that. I know Staples around here closed. I was going to get some more made. Probably be able to do that online or something, but that was very thoughtful. But wanted to just throw that out there. I've been meaning to kind of talk about that in another video, but we are going to do the Christmas cards this year because we appreciate we appreciate the holidays. We appreciate you. Thank you all very much for being part of the adventure on this channel, and the adventure continues, guys. It is. Hopefully this comes to an end quickly. Hopefully it all gets resolved. And when the government opens, now the pressure's on them. Now the pressure's on them because not only do you have to reopen the government, but you're going to have to give people in November their money for food, right? I know I read that from USDA where they said the well's dry. We don't have any money to give. There will be no money for November. I feel like when the government opens, not only should all of the employees that have been affected by this need their back pay, every dime accounted for, maybe extra, for the hassle and the headache, the stress of trying to figure out, how am I going to feed my family? And they need to get out all the different food stamps, all the SNAP benefits. All of this needs to come out. Because if you open up the government again and this situation isn't resolved and these people are still stuck, well, then you're creating hate. You could be a hero right now. We talked about this the other day. The government at this point could be a hero. They'll be looked at like a hero. I don't know if they should be. But at the same time, right now, the immediate factor is that we need to get it done. This needs to get done. There are a lot of people hurting from this. I'm getting emails from even some of our viewers. Some veterans who are not getting their benefits. And a lot of you have emailed or left in the comments. I know, even just a little bit. Like, I know we have a lady who's retired, senior citizen. She gets $45 a month in SNAP benefits. And even though that doesn't sound like much, she has said that it really helps. And she's very appreciative that she does get that. There's a lot of people that are going to be hurting from this if this continues, and it needs to come to an end. So I say again, let all of our YouTube family know on here if you guys, just check out some of the different. You can always donate to your free store food bank, your food pantries. You can always donate. Money is the best option. Now I was seeing at our food bank downtown for $1. For $1 creates 3 meals. 3 meals for $1. Now that's in Cincinnati. Okay, I don't know what it's like at other places, and I do know that some local governments are working on a plan. Somebody sent me an email saying Michigan had worked out a deal. Somebody had said something about Ohio, although I have not seen anything about it, that Mike DeWine was planning something to help with the SNAP benefit thing. So hopefully our local governors are working on getting this together. I'm sure they are. Because at this point, they can be the heroes. Right? They can be the heroes. Because it doesn't look like, anybody else wants to be. But you can. You can be the hero by calling your family, your friends, letting everyone know the situation. The most important thing is that you get this information out here. Because a lot of people probably have no idea what's going on.